Three words I never thought I'd be saying in my life. Tropicana Atlantic City. This place looks like a hospital from the outside. I would say it has absolutely zero curb appeal. But the inside is a different story. Tropicana Atlantic City, well done. It is modern and contemporary and laid back and chill and a very comfortable place to be. My first impression was actually pretty astounding. I'm not the only one who got a first impression. The lobby was absolutely a zoo this afternoon. It is one of the last peak weekends on the Jersey Shore and people are definitely taking advantage. Tropicana and Caesars are definitely taking advantage of those people. This is the cheapest room available, the North Classic King, and it was $300. Just the room rate, not taxes or resort fee. I would say that this room is nursing home inspired. The room's size, its style, its colors, and its design is most certainly assisted living chic. Everything in this room is pretty much average to below average. There are two standouts. There is a very comfortable chair for sitting, and there is a mini fridge. Given the Tropicana brand and also the age of the building, I think the room is in fairly decent shape, but there's no way this is worth $300 a night. For most people though, the room really isn't a priority, and I gotta say, there is a lot to see on this property. There are multiple pools, several different types of restaurants, and some dedicated late night spots as well. As of right now, it's time to get things officially started. It's night number 1, and I'm off to dinner. I don't want to get ahead of myself, but I think this property could be really cool. And I'm not even thinking about last night. Last night was good. The dishes were plated nicely. The food was delicious. It was a brand new venue that overlooked both the boardwalk and the ocean. It was a good dinner, but I'm not even thinking about it. I'm thinking about this morning. I woke up and I had one thing on my mind, and that was the gym. It might be the most legitimate hotel gym I've ever been to. It was a double-decker and it was an authentic gym. But hotel members get access to it while they're staying here. I had a fantastic workout, and then after that, I was headed back to the room and I passed a fine foods marketplace. I was immediately captivated, and well, look what happened. Yeah, that place was awesome. What didn't that place have? It had macarons, it had pastries, it had shortcakes, it had meatballs, it had lasagna, it had macaroni. There was a full deli in the back with various sandwiches, both craft and standard. There were cheeses, there were meats, there were deli items, there were cafes, there were gourmet foods, there were high-end snacks, there was an entire wall of beverages. I was surprised I made it out of there under $100, and after a couple of sandwiches, a couple of sodas, and a bag full of bourgeoisie waters, I'm finally back in my room, and it's time to officially start day number 1. So that was the Blue Parrot pool. That's the pool that's right in my tower, the North Tower. It's on the 6th floor. It is adults only, 21 plus to be exact, which is fantastic. Not because I'm anti-family, not much anymore. No, it's because it's extremely small. And if it was open to families, then the place would just be overly crowded. So both outdoor pools here are 21 plus. I'll talk about that in a second. The pool was extremely small, but the space itself was actually rather quite large. And if you're just about getting out on a rooftop or a roof deck and enjoying the Jersey Shore sun, it's a great place to be. The music was quite chill, the crowd was quite chill, the bartender was quite chill, and there was only one of them, so that was an interesting experience. I just had a can of Modelo and chilled there for a couple hours, and it was a nice spot to unwind. It overlooked the ocean, overlooked the boardwalk. I actually had a really comfortable time there. Now, I am told this is the tranquil pool of the two. The other outdoor pool is also 21 plus. That's over at the Chelsea, and I'm told that's where all the cool kids go. I guess the DJ, or there is a DJ instead of like a band, but I'm told the DJs are better. I'm told the drinks are better. Basically, everything is better over there, I'm told. So I think I'm gonna save that for tomorrow. The next 36 hours, I predict, are gonna be kind of crazy. I just have that feeling. There's a lot to see and a lot to do, a lot of fun stuff. It all starts right now with dinner. I'm off downstairs to one of the freshest restaurants here. It might be the newest restaurant. It's Ossu, the Japanese place. All right, I'm back in the room to drop off my leftovers as well as freshen up a little bit. Ossu, it was solid. It was contemporary, hip, modern, upscale, vibrant, dark, cool. There was house music in the background, and on weekends they bring in a DJ at 8 p.m. to spice things up even a little bit more. The menu was impressive. It had an array of items from appetizers, yakitori, small dishes, large dishes, desserts, an impressive sake list, and some good Japanese whiskeys as well. To me, there were really two standouts. Number one would be the Japanese street signs. I find them to be oh so cool. They definitely reminded me of my last trip to Tokyo. And then the Cheishu buns. They were incredible, phenomenal. They melted in my mouth, some of the best I've ever had. It is Saturday night here at Tropicana. I am headed down to the quarter to check out some of the nightlife. All right, good morning. It is early. Cut me a little bit of slack. It is 7 a.m. It is way too early to be awake. If you haven't slept and you're still going at 7 a.m., then it's totally cool. But if you went to bed the night before and then you have to wake up at 7 a.m., no thank you. Why am I awake this early? I will talk about that in just a second. I should probably recap last night. Saturday night at the Trop. How was it? It was bustling. It was vibrant. It was energetic. It was packed. And all of that is fantastic. I did not expect the Tropicana to be this cool and to be this busy. I thought the crowd was great mix of people. The quarter was definitely the spot to be. I started my night out at the Royce, which is on the second level of the quarter. And it's this large open air venue, and there is lawn bowling, and there's beer pong, there is shuffleboard, there are a lot of games in there. There is live music, if that is your thing. It's certainly not is mine. I believe music belongs in a studio, not on stage. So I didn't stay there for that long. I just had a couple of drinks, and then I checked out and was gonna go to Boogie Nights actually, which is typically not my forte, but when in Rome, do as the Romans. And I thought I would just casually stroll in. I mean, Boogie Nights, there are 3 nightclubs here. I thought that would be the one that was the least busy, and wow, was I wrong on that. Boogie Nights had a line that was 50 yards deep at like 11:30. So unfortunately I did not get a chance to check that out. I actually really did want to, but now I have a reason to come back. So I pivoted and went to Ricky something, I believe was its name. It's back in the quarter, and that was actually my favorite spot of the night. I loved the venue layout. It was dark, it was fun. People were in there dancing, having a good time. There was a DJ. There was a nice selection of drinks. The bartenders were on top of it, so easy to get served. And overall, it was just a fluid and fun experience. Woke up this morning and I'm awake this early because I'm down to Hash House A Go-Go for breakfast. I walked by the place yesterday at 9, 10 a.m. whenever I went to the gym, and the line was just insurmountable. There's no way I'm waiting in that line. And the only way to get over that or to beat it is to get there early. So that's why I'm awake. I'm headed down there for breakfast. So I might be over Hash House A Go-Go. In fact, I think I'm over it. I've never had a decent Bloody Mary at any one of their locations. Not even a good or great one, decent. And I feel the food is inconsistent. Like, my food today was average at best. Definitely not as good as my Vegas experiences. And then the portion size. They look large when they're delivered, but I think it's a sleight of hand because when you actually take a look at it, like my entree, the main part was the egg scramble, like the actual egg portion. It was the lightest of all the stuff on that dish besides the fruit. The biscuit was definitely heavier. There were definitely way more potatoes. I don't know, I just feel like once you peel back the layers and wash away the novelty, it's just not that good. I don't know, maybe I just had a bad experience. The best two items though were definitely that s'mores campfire mocha, which was torched in front of me. That was awesome. And then this bacon. This bacon is incredible, phenomenal. So I have a big day today. I'm headed to the Chelsea pool right now. And then after that, I'm going to Carmine's. And then before or after Carmine's, hopefully we could check out some more of this property. Despite the pool being even smaller than what's over at Blue Parrot and the venue being pretty small altogether, it was still a really fun time. Now, there's only one major problem, and it's a fatal flaw, and that is that the sun starts to leave the pool at 2 p.m. and it's pretty much gone by 2:30, 3 o'clock. Now, it's an architectural design flaw. The building starts to block it out from its own pool, and that's too bad because the party just starts kind of around 2:30, 3 p.m. I only got a chance to see a little bit of it, and that is unfortunate because I was having a really good time. All right, let's get a couple of things straight. First of all, what happened at Carmine's last night was a night ender and a trip killer. There was no way I was doing anything after that meal. The portion sizes are mind-blowing. They say that they're family style, family size. They serve 2 to 3 people. No. They serve families of 8, and I'm not exaggerating at all. That lasagna carried the weight of like 3 or 4 bricks. It was like the size of a birthday cake. And of course, you cannot walk into Carmine's for the first time and not order their staple dish, the 45-ounce porterhouse contadina. It was crazy. It was insane. The plate was obnoxious. It was obscene. It might be the most obnoxious thing I've ever ordered. That thing would definitely feed about 10 to 12 people. I used to be a big fan of the porterhouse, but not really anymore. You really can't beat the flavor of a ribeye. Let me tell you something. That porterhouse is better than 90% of the ribeyes I've ever eaten on the channel. It was insanely good. And as long as we're getting a few things straight, let's not get it twisted. Carmine's is absolutely the #1 restaurant at the Tropicana. It is the #1 restaurant in Atlantic City, and they told me in terms of an independent restaurant in New York, in terms of revenue, it's #1 in that city as well. The place is an institution. It was mobbed this entire weekend from noon all the way until close, and I can see why. If you've never been to Carmine's in Atlantic City or Carmine's in general, you have to go. It is an unbelievable experience. I woke up this morning in a food coma. Let's talk about the negatives and the positives of this property. Let's get the negatives out of the way. The first one would be the rooms. These rooms are atrocious. They are pitiful. They are small. They are bland. They are boring. They smell like smoke. I feel that the North Tower has recently been remodeled, but it needs to be remodeled again, or demolished and rebuilt. Something, because the rooms are some of the worst I've seen at a major casino ever. Number 2 would be the finer dining options. Now, I'm not talking about extremely high-end, and again, there are 30 different food options here at Tropicana Atlantic City, but I feel like the finer sit-down traditional dining options are extremely limited. Besides El Verdi and Carmine's, there really wasn't much in terms of traditional sit-down dining, and I would put those definitely on the more casual side of the finer spectrum. And lastly, I thought the property was a tad overpriced. Now, I'm not just talking about the rooms, but the entire property in general. I just feel for the Tropicana brand in Atlantic City, the room rates were definitely astronomical. I thought the food prices were a little high. The experience at Tropicana Atlantic City is a more casual and approachable one. and I thought the elevated prices didn't necessarily reflect that. So those are the negatives, but what about the positives? What makes this place so great? First of all would be the pool and the beach, the aquatics. And before you ask me to submit to a drug test, just let me explain. I thought it was great that both outdoor pools were 21 plus. I thought it kept the crowd limited, and they really catered towards a more adult experience. And although the beach isn't what you might find in Miami or Cancun, it is wider, flatter, and prettier than what you're gonna find over at Hard Rock. Number two would be the options. They are seemingly infinite. There are 30 different places to get food here, multiple pools. You have the beach and the ocean across the street. You have the breakfast places downstairs. You have the quarter on the casino floor filled with shopping, restaurants, bars, lounges, nightclubs. And of course, I cannot forget about the humongous casino floor, which has a sports book, endless slot machines, table games, a poker room, high limit area, and more. And lastly, the action and the fun. This place reminds me a lot of the Link Las Vegas. It really has the same type of philosophy. It is all about the energy and the action and the fun. It's not about the luxury, it's not about the refinement, it's all about the action, the fun, and the energy, and finding ways to have the best time ever. With all that being said, I'm gonna give Tropicana Atlantic City a 4. I would have never expected that pulling up to this building, but it just shows you cannot judge a book by its cover. This place was buzzing from 6 a.m. to 2 a.m. every single day on the weekends, and I'm left thinking that, like the Link in Las Vegas, it is the fan favorite here in Atlantic City.